Welcome to this opposition preview with me, Russ Johnson. I'm joined by Emma from the Charlton Chronicles Podcast. You okay, Emma?
Yeah, very well, Russ. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I don't know whether I'll be better or worse by Saturday because we are recording this on Tuesday afternoon. So we've all got Tuesday night games, of course. You're playing Barnsley, but look, before we get into that, we drew with each other 1-1 earlier in the season, very early in the season. How's it gone for you since then, based on your expectations?
Do you know what? I think at the start of the season, we made such good signings, or what we believe to be such good signings, in the likes of Luke Berry, Greg Docherty, Matty Godden. And I think when we played you guys, I actually thought that was probably one of our best performances of the season. I thought it was a superb game. Unfortunately, you guys had a sending off, didn't you? Which obviously, massively impacted the fixture. But I walked away from that and I actually thought, do you know what? That was a fantastic performance. I felt really proud of that performance. And then we had a really bad dip in form. I think we lost like 4 consecutive games on the spin, including a really poor performance at Bristol Rovers away. We lost 3-2 and we were just shocking. And I think after that, a few of us there's a few of us from Team Chronicles who go regularly home and away, week in, week out. And, you could see the fans starting to feel a little bit frustrated. And it was like we've given previous managers, like the likes of Appleton and Holden, we've given them chances. And Jones was maybe getting a bit more than what they'd got previously. And it was like, and obviously you probably know Nathan Jones yourself. He comes with a bit of a reputation, and it's very much like, do we stick with him? Do we not? But then, after the Bristol Rovers game, I think we were panicking because we had Birmingham at home. And obviously, when you play Birmingham, that comes with a bit of fear, doesn't it, really? And surprisingly, we turned up and we were incredible, and we beat them 1-0. And, we kind of left that game thinking, right, this is going to be the turning point in our season now. We're going to start pushing up the division. And again, we went into a bit of a slump again. And I think a lot of it was like Nathan Jones didn't really know his best 11. And those players maybe that we were paying high wages for, the likes of Docherty and Berry, weren't showing up like they should have been. And I think that was the frustration. Like, we knew what these players were capable of. And you probably know yourself, dropping from Championship to League One isn't always easy. Or like Berry dropping from, obviously, the Premier League to League One. And someone who had regular minutes in the Premier League. And some of their performances were really frustrating. Like Docherty was getting dropped and we were playing Karoy Anderson instead, who's like 18, 19. And, it wasn't working, but something has just clicked. All of a sudden, something's just gone really right. The players are hitting form. Matty Godden is really hitting form. I mean, again, he was being left out the side for Miles Leaburn, and something just wasn't really clicking, like, I always see Miles as more of an impact player personally than I do a starter, but Godden's been fantastic. I mean, how many teams lose the Golden Boot winner and are going to struggle the next season? But Godden's been incredible. I think the team call him the little fox in the box, or, if you get a ball into the box, he's going to be there and he's going to put it in. He's been great. Sorry, I've ranted a little bit there, but yeah, I mean, for me now, I predicted us to finish 6th at the start of the season. So to be where we are now, how many games we've got left? Is it like 15, 16? To be where we are, I'm very happy, but we've got some very, very tough games coming up. I think we've got to play like 4 of the top 5 now, or 3 of the top 5. So
Yeah, no, well, I'm just looking at your result. I mean, it feels like you crept up on us anyway, because you've won 4 out of the last 5. You're 4 points behind us with a game in hand. You've got 13 games left. Just looking at some of the stats then, is it fair to say that you definitely, your defensive unit has got you into this good position?
Yeah, and I think that is the big difference compared to last season, where we only had 6 clean sheets. This season we already have 14, and that is the massive difference. Obviously, we've got some incredible defenders. We've obviously got Lloyd Jones, who's my favourite player. If you ever watch the Chronicles, you'll hear me rant about him for hours. And obviously, I sponsor him as well. So, and
Nice.
obviously, getting him to sign a new contract this season when Wickham and Luton were both after him was a massive, massive achievement for the club. So really happy with that. We've obviously got Macaulay Gillespie, who was signed from Plymouth. Obviously, he won promotion with them. He's taken his time to bed in. He's a left-sided centre back. Like we play back, well, 3 centre backs and then 2 wing backs. But he's really taken his time to settle in. But he's really found form recently, and he's got a really good left foot on him as well. So he's very good at getting a hoof down the pitch, as I like to call it. And on the other side, I mean, we were playing Alex Mitchell, who's a youngster we picked up from Millwall, who was on loan at Lincoln last season, and he's actually recently been dropped because we've got Kane Ramsey, who we got from Harrogate for next to no money, which is a big steal, I would say. And he's actually slotted into that right side of the back three, and he's been incredible. He's absolutely been incredible. And you probably saw at Orient on Saturday, but it was actually 2 of our centre backs who scored our goals. So, yeah, I think that is the difference. Obviously, our keepers, I'd probably say, are probably not the best in the division. Obviously, we had Ashley Maynard Brewer, who's actually out with a groin injury now. And we've now got Will Mannion, who we got from Cambridge, who was actually brought in as a number 2, I believe. But I think they both have their strengths and weaknesses. But I think the good thing is having a defence that we have, they don't really have much work to do.
Yeah, I was just thinking, looking at the EFL highlights, the 2 goals you scored at Leighton Orient were carbon copies of each other, weren't they? They were both from corners. So on to Saturday then, notwithstanding you got Barnsley tonight, and I will let you go to get to that game. How confident are you feeling about coming to Edgeley Park on Saturday? Have you ever been before? Is it, first time for you?
No, so this will actually be my second time. I came up when you smashed us in the cup a couple of seasons ago.
I didn't want to mention that.
Yeah, thanks. And it was so cold and icy, I nearly went flying outside the ground. But this is going to be a bit of a different game, I think. Obviously, we're behind the goal this time, which is great. We were on the side for the last game, although you've got no roof, which is just giving me Gillingham vibes, if I'm honest. But
it's going to be a nice day.
Let's hope. As you can see, though, I'm a ginge, so I might have to bring me sun cream and me sunglasses. But no, I am really looking forward to it. Obviously, I think cup games and league games are very, very different. I think it'll be a really, really tight game. Obviously, you guys have lost one of your major players in Louis Barry. But obviously, you're still up there. You're still doing really well. I think it'll be a really tough game. And it'd be like Orient, really, again, another team really in form. And we'll just see who can come out on top. For some reason, we seem to get better in the last 10 minutes of the game. So it depends on what the scoreline is. Ask me at 80 minutes.
Yeah. That's interesting because before Saturday we were something like second bottom in the second half table. We tend to tail off, but we'll definitely see what happens. You mentioned that you normally play 3 at the back with 2 wing backs. What is it in front of that? Is it a 2? And then a 3, or is it a 3 then a 2? How do you look going forward?
So obviously, yeah, we got Thierry Small and Josh Edwards at wing back. I mean, Thierry's been an absolute revelation this season. He's probably going to be one of our key men. If he turns up, he's going to be unreal. And I feel sorry for whoever's marking him, to be honest, because the guy is unbelievable. And Josh Edwards on the other side, it was a really good bargain we picked up from I think it was Dunfermline or someone. It was in the Scottish Championship anyway. And then we normally line up with a 3 midfield with Connor Coventry holding. And then obviously Berry has been starting more as a 10. He does tend to get a bit leggy in the second half, so you'd normally see a bit of fresh legs around 60, 65. Greg Docherty has been injured. Well, not injured, he was ill. He came on at Orient, but I could probably see him starting Saturday because obviously he's captain. And he just gives it a little bit more strength in there and experience, and I'd expect him to start against you guys. And then up front, it'll probably be Godden and Tyrese Campbell, who again has been unbelievable this season. Very, very quick little you could say, I think they're trying to play him as a forward, but he tends to drift more wide. So it kind of shapes probably that we're playing more with a one up top and he'll drift slightly wider. But yeah, I think, and we do press really high as well. So we are a very pressing team, very hard working team, I would say.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a lot of teams in this division are sort of five at the back, aren't they? High pressing, which we're no different to that either. So I'll inform you of that on your show when I do my notes for that. Good stuff. Right, final thing then. Obviously, notwithstanding the game you've got against Barnsley at home tonight, and we're playing Northampton away. Can I press you for a score, perhaps?
For Saturday or for tonight?
Yeah. No, for Saturday. Sorry.
For Saturday. I think it'll be a really tight game. I think you guys will score first. And I think we'll get an equaliser, but I think we will get a very late winner. Our key at the moment seems to be bringing Alex Gilbert on, who's our loan signing from Middlesbrough, who's a set-piece demon. He's unbelievable. And so that's how I could probably see it going. I'd like a 2-1. Obviously, if we can keep a clean sheet, then even better. But I can see us maybe just nicking it. So 2-1.
Okay.
2-1.
Good stuff. Well, if anything major happens between now, in tonight's matches, I'll message you and see if you want to change your score. But we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully Barnsley won't do us over like they did last time, because we were still celebrating and they went and scored. So.
Well, that's what I mean. If you batter Barnsley tonight like 5-0, you might want to up it to 3-1 for Saturday. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Yeah,
we should say. Good luck against Northampton tonight. Obviously, they've got one of our players on loan, Terry Taylor. So, yeah, good luck. So, are you going?
No, I'm not. But I've never been actually. It's one to tick off my list, but I've never been. But no, I'm not going. And it's going to be tough for us tonight. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And as this goes out, that game will have already happened, so I'm sure we'll know by then anyway.
Yes.
Emma, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Really appreciate it. And good luck tonight and after Saturday.
Yeah, and to you, Russ. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Thank you.